So does he arrive safe? Does the pilot who's lost in the storm of clouds, does he arrive safe? And who helps him to come out of that uh, cloud? Storm of clouds. So let's begin with the story of the young seagull. You can see this on the screen that the young seagull was alone in his ledge. Okay, there was a family of seagulls, the father, mother, and the babies of those seagulls. And out of that, there was one young seagull who was not, so confident about flying. The other sisters and brothers whom he had, they had already taken their flight and they were flying wonderfully in the air. Now he was alone on his ledge because all others had flown away. His two brothers and sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge, to the brink means to the end of the ledge, and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The moment he tried to flap his wings, he got scared and he came back. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down. Look how they have expressed, how the author has expressed the length of the sea, the vast expanse of the sea, the huge sea, and the way down, because he's sitting on a high ledge, high cliff, and from there he has to plunge down. There are two things to be afraid of. One is the huge ocean, and the second is the height from which he has to plunge down. So these are two things which he is absolutely not able to come to terms with. So it is miles down, means it's very deep. Like they are sitting at a quite high ledge. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings and flew away, he failed to muster up courage to take that plunge, which appeared to him so desperate. So, he was wondering, like his brothers and sisters, their wings were so small, but still they so confidently went to the edge of the ledge, and they just flew away. But this little seagull is not able to muster up courage to take that plunge. And it was so desperate for him. So in this part of the story, we are going to underline the words ledge, then the words flap, the word stretched, then the word muster, muster, and the word plunge and desperate. We are going to keep these words underlined. At the end of the video, I'll be telling you what we will be doing with these words. So I hope this part of the story is clear. It's just an introduction given wherein the picture, the image is created that there is a seagull family sitting on a ledge, and the mother and the father have already flown away with the other young seagulls. This one small baby seagull is left on the ledge because he is really not able to muster up that courage to flap his wings, take a plunge into the deep ocean and fly. The story up to this is what is the story of this particular slide. Let us move ahead. In the next slide, we can see that his father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. Look now. The next day morning, his father and mother came around. Now they started calling him shrilly, loudly, upbraiding him, underline this word, threatening to let him starve on his ledge. So now they are using all techniques to get this young seagull come to the edge or come to the brink of the ledge and just flap his wings and take his flight. Now, this last thing is starve on his ledge. This was something very dangerous because he was not going to be given any ready-made food by his parents. He has to search for his own food, and unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. He was feeling that his life is more precious than any of these things. He always felt that the moment he is going to flap his wing and go dive deep into the ocean, he is going to fall down and he is going to sink in that vast sea. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. Underline the word skim the waves. Okay, so the day before, throughout the day, he had seen how his parents were, continuously flying with his brothers and sister, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how are the different ways in which they are going to fly, because seagulls are the birds which are normally seen in the deep sea. They're set in the middle of the sea because they have to swim down, they have to dive down into the ocean and catch their fish. So they have to be an expert divers as well. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it. Herring is a type of small fish. Catch his first herring and devour it. Devour, underline the word devour. Devour means, enjoy it, relish it. Standing on a rock while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle. So the parents were very proud that their child, that their baby seagull has caught his first fish and is enjoying it. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau, midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. So the whole family was on one side of the plateau, and this particular little poor little thing was on the other side of the plateau. And they were just not there on the other side. They were continuously taunting him, teasing him for his cowardice. Underline the word taunting, underline the word cowardice. The sun was now ascending the sky. See how beautifully the sunset has been described. It was ascending, it is a sunset, it is ascending the sky, it was rising up in the sky. Blazing on his ledge that faced the south. Blazing, shining brightly, underline the word blazing and find a synonym for it. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. He had not eaten since the nightfall, and now he is feeling that hunger in his stomach.